Since I relapsed back in mid-March of this year, I have been getting my ass handed to me by alcohol. I have not been winning my fight against alcohol, and in all sincerity, it hasn't really been a fair fight. It hasn't even been a contest. I've just been progressively getting worse and progressively getting my ass kicked more and more and more. And every way that a person can get their ass kicked by a substance. Financially, I'm struggling as much as I ever have. Emotionally, I'm struggling. Maritally, physically, mentally, spiritually. I'm just getting my ass kicked. I don't know if you can see it in my eyes, but these are not eyes full of life and hope. And in fact, when I look in the mirror and I try to like see the real me, it's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder to see whatever I may still consider to be the real me, the semblance of who I really am. So I decided, or luck, or the universe, or fate, or God, or whatever, decided to go back to treatment. But this time, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I've been to treatment twice for my alcoholism, and I was sorta, kinda kicking and screaming the whole time. Sorta. I don't know. They were attempts. I gotta give myself credit. It's not like I didn't try, but they didn't feel like this. So here's gonna be the primary difference between my last two attempts, one at age 25, one earlier this year at age 33. The big difference is I've committed, one, to a new rehab, a new treatment facility that has a much different approach than your traditional rehabs. But two, I've made a minimum of a 3-month commitment. I made a minimum of a 3-month commitment. Could be up to 5 months, and that's a tough one for me. That's a big deal for me. I remember the last 2 times I was in treatment, within like 2-3 weeks, I was just jonesing to get out, itching to get out. So I was just being a good little boy, and I was working really hard, I thought, and I was trying to just do treatment right and get fixed and get my brain right and get back out and get back to my life. And that's always been my thing. I want to get back to my life. But I have no life right now. I really don't. I have no life right now. And I'm scared, quite frankly. I feel substantial and genuine fear about staying where I'm at and being the person I am, and wandering deeper into my alcoholism and my disease. I have no life right now. My life is to drink or try not to drink, to get wasted by myself every night, kind of black myself out, pass out sort of thing, and eat a bunch of food, and wake up in misery, to detox and sweat, and to be in fog, and to feel dismay and self-loathing and all that stuff, to squeak by the day, to do it again, to maybe get a day or two, to be constantly in detox, to be hot and sweating in bed even when I'm not drinking, and thinking about drinking, and then to drink again. I mean, it's all the same stuff, but the only difference is it is getting worse. It is getting worse. There are boxes I'm checking off that I hadn't checked off before, and I feel out of control. I feel entirely out of control. Not even like a little, I need to reel it in. No, I feel completely out of control. I'm exhausted. It is a damning feeling to not know what you're going to do from any given moment, to not know how much you're going to drink, when you're going to drink, what exactly you're going to do when you're going to drink, how long you won't be drinking for. And again, whether I'm in the bottle, I'm in the bottle. So there's a few things, well, to finish up the whole rehab thing, that point is that I wanted to go for 3 months. This is a treatment, and I don't want to name the treatment center right now. I think I can do that later, but I don't want to, I want to have some privacy. I just want to have some privacy about where I'm going, but This is a treatment that my drug and alcohol counselor wanted me to go to back in January when I was deciding where I'd go. And I decided it was too expensive and too long. I was like, 3 months? No way. And it was pretty expensive. But now I'm scared enough and feeling just broken and beaten and hopeless enough and tired enough to where I want it to stick. You know, I sincerely want to not want this substance in my body all the time and then hate it, all while imbibing like an absolute savage, like an absolute animal. It's a weird dichotomy in my brain. The cognitive dissonance is real. The sense of self-worth is diminishing by the day. The semblance of who I thought I once was, I'm just getting lost in translation. So something is clicking in me that's like realizing how dangerous alcohol is, and I mean really how dangerous it is, and that I need help. So I'm going to go to that treatment center, and I'm going to commit to 3 months, and my wife is giving me her blessing to stay for the full 5. And I'm trying to keep it small and keep it short, but that's what I'm going to do. Now, this treatment center is not a 12-step based treatment center, which is interesting. That's very, very interesting. I've only ever partaken in 12-step, heavily based treatment centers. But their philosophy is that they don't want us paying for something that the public offers for free. So we do 12-step in this treatment, but it's on your own time outside of the regular treatment hours, which are about 6-7 hours a day, 5 days a week. So we have to go to a meeting a day on our own outside of that time and work with a sponsor. So I thought that was interesting. So the last thing I'm going to say about this treatment is I'm going to tell you guys the 8 modalities, the 8 main angles to this program that are hopefully going to help get me back on track and help me get back to being who I really am, who I want to be, and honestly, hopefully introduce me to a version of me that I've never met. That would be the most ideal thing, because this version of me has peaked. It can only get much, 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 much worse. So this treatment facility focuses on fitness therapy, action-based induced therapy, yoga therapy, recovery and action, addiction education, process group, one-on-one therapy, writing therapy. There's a lot of physicality and emphasis on physical health, mental health, and nutrition stuff for the first half of your day, and then the second half of your day is more in-class learning about addiction therapy, writing therapy, group therapy, addiction education, stuff like that, which is going to be really interesting, and I do think that'll play well for me. I'm a physically disciplined person, so that's good. Now, what brought me to that state of willingness? I want to just talk about a little bit of the progression, and hopefully I don't make this video too long. So, about a month ago, I tried something relatively drastic, and I tried to like haul away at my parents' house to like be away from my triggering normal environment and get sober, and I couldn't get sober. When I tried that and failed, and trying to go to 12-step meetings every day and work with my sponsor, I told my wife, I told my team, so to speak, like, okay, I'm gonna go back to rehab. And I looked into my rehab that I went to, Crestview, which was a good experience, and I didn't like their COVID stuff. This was like a month ago. I was like, ugh, the COVID protocols, I don't like it, I don't want to be there or whatever. Let's do different, let's do better. So this other treatment program came up again, the one I'm gonna commit to, assuming the intake process goes well, which it should. I've already had my meeting and I've been in touch, so it should, but I guess technically I haven't checked in, right? I'm supposed to check in tomorrow. But this one came back up, and the 3-month thing really got to me again. I was like, ugh, 3 months, like my blinders were on. I was just like, 3 months of being in treatment, that's forever. Negating the fact that I've been trying to get sober since I was 19, and quite seriously trying to get sober since mid-20s. But I decided the 3-month thing was a bit of an obstacle. It was like a month ago. And then I also decided the money thing was an obstacle. It's pretty expensive. I was like, oh, it's too expensive. I'm going to figure this out on my own. And then the treatment center that I'm going to worked with my insurance, my out-of-network and out-of-pocket stuff, because I already spent a lot at my last rehab. And they're like, listen, just cover room and board and the rest of your out-of-pocket max and deductible, and we'll get you in. Very reasonable number. I don't want to throw it out there, but I could pull it off. I could pull it off. And I still said no. And I knew deep down I wasn't ready. And I don't feel that way today, because the last month has just been horrendous. Horrendous. just completely horrendous. And also, I've never seen myself this way. I've been a problem drinker into an early stage alcoholic, into a middle, moderate stage alcoholic. For a long time, that progression was happening, but there's always been this little reservation in me, and I don't know that it's been the reservation that I so much think I'm not an alcoholic, but so much I think I can still kind of manage my alcoholism. I think that's how I had it. I was like, oh, it's still giving me something. It's still giving me something. It's doing something for me. Things are not that bad, although objectively, hindsight being 20/20, there's been alarming cause for sobriety and help and recovery for a long time. But it has been on this like almost hard to touch slope of increase, right? Just slow enough of progression over the last 10 years to where I could deceive myself a fair bit. And there's always been this part of me that just thought I'll get sober when I really want to, you know, and I will be able to. The whole thing, you ever ask someone like, hey, do you think you have a problem? No. They say like, oh yeah, I could stop if I wanted to. I just don't want to. And then in your mind, when you hear them say that, this could be about sugar or caffeine or drugs or alcohol or food, whatever, porn. You could just be like, for sure. Like, it's very convenient to be able to say, yeah, I'll stop anytime I want to. I just don't want to. But then they never stop. So you're like, could you really stop? The point is, I fell into that trap. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm a disciplined person. I'm a well-intentioned person. I have a good heart. I'm a good guy. I'll get sober. I will get sober when the time is right, and I'll do it on my own or through recovery. I won't need to go anywhere. I really was convinced of that. The other thing that I've been lying to myself, at least to some extent, about is just how fucking dangerous this whole thing is, just how scary this whole thing is, and just how destructive. It's like, it's all been in front of me. The information's been in front of me. Like I said, I've been to treatment. I've done 12-step. My dad's an addictionologist. I have the support. I have the resources. I have the information. I've heard the things. I've seen myself in the literature, but I don't know that I've really absorbed that I was truly on a path of absolute devastation. Institutions, prisons, and deaths. Is that what it is? Jails, institutions, and death. Like, you hear that people die out there driving and drinking, mental breakdowns, right? They spiral into an insanity they can't come back from. Liver failures, stuff like that. You hear people, I've heard stories and witnessed stories of people losing everything and committing suicide. I've been a troglodyte. I've been willfully ignorant to the fact that is me. That really fucking is me. Like, let's not bullshit anymore. That's me. That's where I'm going. I already drive drunk. I already drink upwards of 70, 80-ish or more standard drinks a week. Like, I already can't meet my social obligations barely, my work obligations barely holding on. I'm already in despair. I'm on that path. Like, and I can't control myself at all. The point is, I've been really scared, and I've been having weird terror thoughts, and obviously when I'm not drinking, I can't sleep, so I'm just up all night sweating and writhing in discomfort and obsession and fear and just realizing how insane I feel. I just feel fucking truly insane, and it's scaring me. It's just scaring me. I am that guy. I'm that guy headed for his alcoholic death, one way or another. I really feel it. I feel it. Like, and a part of me is afraid, quite frankly, that I have crossed some invisible line that I won't be able to get back, and it's too late for me. Now, that's my anxiety and my stress talking. That's me catastrophizing, but I've never really felt that afraid. I was like, yeah, you'll get better when it's time to get better. You're still you. You're still doing pretty well, and I don't feel that way anymore. I don't know who I am anymore. Anyway, I've been coming to terms with my disease more so than ever before. There are levels to this. There are layers to my denial. There are just layers to the human experience in general, and I'm coming to terms with the reality of my alcoholism and how scary it is and how vulnerable and weak I feel and how lost I feel and how unsure of everything I feel. But I'm not the husband my wife married. I'm not the guy I got to know when I was last sober. I can't, you could ask, I can't make any commitments, you know. I'm still dealing with this old health issue burning at the top of my abdomen for like a year that was induced from drinking. Anyway, I could war story it up, but last thing I'll say about the last month is that I've had a few times where I was drinking, and I drink for the effect. I drink really fast. I don't like to drink socially anymore. I think it's fucking annoying, and I like to be alone and with my drink, and I like to get to where I want it to take me fast, but I always try to ride that line. Don't just flat out spin and black out. But I've had these few nights lately where I'm not figuring out my balance. I'm going too hard, too fast. I'm getting out of control, and then I'm getting like confused and like almost like this terror thing. Like I had a couple, I don't know, it's been haunting me. 2-3 weeks ago, I was getting smashed. I just sit down on the floor, watch a movie, I get wasted, drink like 12 to 15 beers fast within 2 hours, and then I order food and I binge eat and I fall asleep. I like came to in the middle of the night, touching the walls. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know that I was in my house. I didn't know what I was looking for. I was just stumbling around, touching the walls, scared out of my mind. Scared out of my mind. And I've had a few of those instances where I don't even know what's happening or what's going on in this half blackout. Just a couple, 2-3 nights ago, 2-3 nights ago, I don't really know when I started to zone out or what happened, but I think the room was spinning and I got scared and I kind of forgot where I was. I'm having like this weird, I'm having some mental issues that I don't remember having before. And I was like just sitting in bed, drinking water, disoriented, and I was trying not to fall asleep, and it was sad and it was scary and it was weird. And anyway, the end of the war stories, but things aren't going well. They really aren't. And I'm more fucked up than I thought I was. And this is more dangerous than I thought it was. And it's just, this is all more than maybe I truly have ever thought it was. So, the good news is I've decided to go to treatment. I'll be there for 3 months. I came home to my wife like a week ago, and I was riding the coattails of a couple days sober, and then I got wasted, and I got home and I just told her, I was like, this was sober the next day, hungover. I was like, I can't do this. I can't stay sober. Like, I didn't even know what to say, and I really don't know what to say anymore. Just that it's not happening. No matter how hard I try, I can't stay sober. And I told her that, and I cried a bit, and she was like, let's get you help, you know? I told her, I think I need treatment again. I was so devastated by that, because I don't want to be gone, right? But I can't be here. So I told her I needed help, and she said, okay, let's get you help. And so she still got my back, and she still loves me, and she still holds on to the idea of who I really am and who I can be, and I'm thankful for that. I have a good team, and I have great friends, and I have every opportunity in the world to get sober and stay sober. I have every opportunity in the world. I'm very lucky. So that's it. No promises, no nothing, but I am going for myself. My wife asked me that. She said flat out the next day, don't go to rehab if you're going for me. Don't go to rehab if you're going for your parents. Don't go to rehab for anyone but you. And I know, you know, I experience and feel truth within myself in glimpses when I'm chaotic and spinning. And I know that I've never been able, nor will I ever stay sober for anybody. I know that. It's just not how I've been. It's not how most alcoholics are. It's not that's never been my experience. So this is as for me as it's ever been. And I'm glad for that. I'm glad that there's no ultimatums hanging over my head at this particular time. I don't have a house that's about to be taken from me yet. I don't have a wife that's literally moments from leaving. Not yet. You know, I haven't killed anybody yet. I haven't gotten a DUI yet. I haven't lost all my friends. I haven't lost all my health yet. But I'm on that path viciously on that path. But it does mean that I still get to walk in there on my own, so to speak, but for myself is what I mean. And that's what I'm praying for, is the ability to absorb that and be real with that and understand that. So to suffice to say, I don't believe I'll be uploading for 3 months. Maybe they'll let me check in. And I'm in a blackout period for 30 days. Maybe I'll check in with you guys, but I have no plans on it. This channel's been chaotic anyway. Me as a drinker is very unpredictable. It makes the content unpredictable. It makes what's happening here, how I think and feel, how I view the world, myself, very unpredictable. So I'm on a quest to save my life. And I really finally am coming to terms with that reality of it, to save my life. Not just to make life better. And I think that's been one of the big distinction issues I've had. I'm saving my life. I'm not just going to go for a better life. Like, I am killing myself out here. I'm killing myself, and it's all getting worse, and there's still more worse to get. It could still get worse. So I'll see you guys at the most 3 months, and I hope to check in with a refreshed perspective and point of view, and God willing, sober. and with a little bit of hope and a better understanding of myself and how to live a sober life and how not to die from your disease. I wish you guys well in this time. I hope I don't know what I hope, but I bet I'll see you again. Hope I see you again, and I hope you get through the rest of this year okay. And if you're struggling with addiction, like I do, just know that I understand, and I feel for you. I really do, and I appreciate those that have reached out and supported me and felt for me. And I hope you get the help you need, or it comes to you, or you get that desperation or whatever that I feel right now. Hope you get that too. And at least I don't have to be in the real world for the end of 2020. That is a sigh of relief. There's a silver lining, is that I don't have to be in the real world for the rest of 2020. Thank God. Thank God. I'm so very grateful that I have this chance. I am gonna miss. Leave it to me for this to be my timing, and then I'll say goodbye for realsies. But I am going to officially miss my wedding anniversary, which is on the 5th. It's just coming up here in a few days. I'm going to miss Halloween. I'm going to miss my wife's birthday. I'm going to miss Thanksgiving. I'm going to miss Christmas, and I'm going to miss New Year's. I will be spending every single important holiday day of my year essentially in treatment. But as I do believe, and my wife believes, and it's very clear, I'm not really here anyway, so at least I really will be where I'm at, if that makes sense. Staying here for the holidays would be a joke anyway. It's not like I'm present. It's not like I'm truly available to myself or others. I'm not. I'm available to one thing, the bottle, and that's been my master. So that's it. I'm out of here. Wish me luck if you're the type to do so. Check back in with me in a few months and maybe see what's what. And take care of yourself. And good luck to you in whatever you're facing. Thank you for taking this time with me. I do appreciate it. I've been very lucky to have a lot of you. I've taken a lot from you. I've learned a lot from you. And yeah, thank you. See you later.